All right, so we got Apex Survival. But I've been thinking, what is the hardest difficulty? And honestly, we tried Earth-like and also Pertam and actually Thrive. Alright, so I said it once before, who in the right mind would start on Europa? Because Europa doesn't have any stone to get you started. And now, plus the closer you are to the surface, the more radiation levels you absorb. Of course, I'm starting in Europa. Alright, so in this new series, we're going to choose some mods. And we're not going to go with too many mods. We're just going to go with some simple stuff like build vision and colorful icons in this case. All else, I'm going to leave it alone for now. I just prefer to use these two mainly. And we're going to change the character inventory size. Let's just do ×5 just for recording purposes to speed things up. Obviously, I can speed things up with grinding speed and welding speed, but we'll leave that alone. Floating objects, I like to make my computer cry a little bit, so 1024. With asteroid density amount, let's go high. Meteor activity, I'll leave as normal. And solar radiation intensity, we're going to put heavy because we're going to go for a somewhat of a hardcore style mode with whatever we got from vanilla Space Engineers. All right, I'm going to get rid of enable auto healing, auto respawn. I just generally don't like those. And we're going to go with a Beeble Bum style. Don't enable jetpack until you get a medical room. We're going to leave progression on just to make things a little bit more difficult for whatever reasons. And food consumption rate is going to be fast. Survival buff, reduce stats on respawn. And I'm going to give myself at most 3 lives in this case. I'm going to increase the animal limit to 64. And again, we're just going to try to make our computer cry as much as possible. More than that, enable spectator camera for recording purposes, enable scripts, unsafe pistons, unsafe torques, and shared inertia on. And once again, make our computer cry. Block limits off. All right, so that is our settings for starving on Europa. All right, so we do have to speedrun an algae farm, so we're going to grab the parachute hatch, or the canvas, I should say. Go to your wheels. Strength at 6%. Height offset all the way. Hope for the best. And we're good. Okay. Perfect. I'm not sure what broke, but we got a perfect landing. All right, so coming out of here, we are radiating exposures really fast. So we have to get going quickly. So it's not even about speed running for an algae farm. In this case, it's more about speed running so that you don't radiate too much exposure, which is pretty bad. We are already at 32% of exposure. 36 now. That's crazy. All right, so we have to hop in to reduce our exposure here and there. While we wait, let's check out our GPS coordinates to see if we get the base pretty close. It is 11k away that direction. All right, that's not terrible. We kind of want to head that direction also because the sun looks to be on that route. And I hope it doesn't reach all the way out in space, that economy base. Okay, while we do this, I'm going to queue up the 2 girders, the 4 solar cells, the 4 displays, and 10 motors, and 80 computers. We still have to grab the ladder and put on a solar panel and everything like that too. Or, no, we even just need the basics, actually. So, yeah, let's hop out really quick. Let's get the ladder. Oh, we no jetpack. I forgot about that. A little hard to maneuver now. Get the ladder. I don't know if I could reach for that parachute hatch. All right, this is going to be a little more difficult than I thought. Okay, this is not going to work out like this. So the series name is Starving on Europa, but probably could have called it Space Engineers on Ice. It's slap on some ice skates and start performing. All right, there you go. Perfect. Finally. Grab the parachute hatch. All right, get in there. All right, this is definitely not cool. So I think we're going to have to try our best to get to that space station, which I hope it's not in space. All right, let's journey to the station. I don't think we're going to be able to make anything with the sun and surface giving us so much exposure so quickly. We have progression on, so we still have to make a landing gear. We still have to grind down the cockpit and everything like that. So why did I start in Europa? To make myself struggle as much as possible for no apparent reason. Because I did some Apex Survival and Earth-like. It was a little too easy, even on the same settings here with fast consumption of food. And then I tried Pt.1. Pt.1's a little bit harder, but eventually it wasn't even that bad. So why not try Europa, which is an ice moon, no stone to start with, and I guess double exposure. And that will make us kind of think out the box. All right, these little bumps knocking me away is a little bit annoying, but kind of interesting. All right, let's see if we can stop here really quick. All right, we gotta do this fast. Little landing gear. We can get this at 35. All right, good. Even as quick as we went with that, 56 exposure levels. Pretty insane. So one of the main reasons why I'm trying to get to an economy base is so that we can potentially buy some food and kind of utilize the safety shield. I believe that should protect us a little bit from damage or the exposures. I could be wrong, but we're going to find out. It's been a while since I drove on a moon with very little gravity. It's a little annoying, to be honest. Especially the sound where you hear the rover and then nothing. And then nothing. I'm already going a little crazy on Europa, as you can tell. All right, exposure's a little low, so we're going to stop here really quick. And we're going to go with a angled solar panel. Doesn't really matter where we put it. Okay. So now we want the rotor and algae farm on here. That could wait. Not a big deal. So I would imagine kind of going out of the box here, we probably are going to have to stay mobile and not necessarily build a base. We'll probably eventually turn small rover to large grid rover. Eventually rover evolution-ish like thing. Okay. So what we're going to do is get an advanced rotor 3x3. And we could probably get on from here to do this, right? Yep. We do that. Get rid of that piece. We need the advanced rotor head on large grid. Ooh. That was close. Got it. Nice. All right. We're going to proceed to the beacon as we are cooking ourselves with exposure levels so that we can get to the back, grab what we need. Oop, and see if we can throw in an assembler. Ooh, this is going to be rough. I don't think I can throw an assembler like that. I have to do it this way. And we need more steel plates. And move on. Ooh, hopefully we don't flip over now since we're a little bit on the top heavy side. This is looking insane. Of course, we run into a bit of a rocky area once we have something top heavy on our rover. So that's just great. Why do you put me in such a predicament when I'm trying to put something heavy on top of my rover? Why could you not be in a more flatter area? We obviously need to widen our wheelbase a little bit. But we're going to traverse this in probably a half an hour, give or take. I like the ice here. It's like a little bit of a glacier looking like thing. I really wish the unknown signal was a little bit closer. Jeez. At least I could fly there and grab what's in there. Because I'm not going to traverse this easily with that big old box on top. Okay, that's good. Let's put in what we need to put in. Canvas, solar cells, data pads. Ouch, 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 ouch. Let's get in there. Get to assembler, disassemble, and the 4 solar cells, data pad, and a canvas. This is what we need to get rid of. And then from there, we need to queue up 10 of these bad boys. 20 of these. And I could probably queue up a little bit more as well. Let's just see if we can do 10 more. Just in case. And we are super close to the economy base yet so far. Because of these stupid mountainous rocks. Or ice. In this case. Why do I make myself struggle so much? Alright, kelp crisp number 2. Trying to keep our food consumption above 50. And our best bet for now is going to be a lot of algae. A lot of kelp crisp. Why? Because where we're going to harvest any plants. Nothing's growing on these at all, I would assume. Alright, once we slow down, I'm going to grab the stuff from the rear. Which is going to be our ore. I think I could have grabbed it from the inside, but that's fine. And we're going to just toss it in there. And we should be producing them through the basic assembler. Yes. Okay, so we got the steel plates. We got everything. Do we want to queue up some large steel tubes? I don't think we need to. I mean, everything else we could kind of get, except for like power cells. We don't need that, though. Do we need large steel tubes? Let's queue up 5 if we can. I think I just queued up 6, but that's fine. All right, I wonder if I can get everything out of there. Take out the assembler. Get everything out. Take out the assembler. And now need to put on the algae farm. Right there. Alright, exposures. Alright, the sun is going down. We were actually driving a little bit away from the sun, so that sucks. So we may not get our kelp crisp, but we can always fly that direction. To get the sun and soak up some algae, if anything. But if we could purchase some food, we should be okay. So either we chase the sun or go the opposite way. Alright, now, do we get exposure if we're in a safe zone? We do. That sucks. I need to find a way into this station. I don't have a jetpack. So if you don't have a ladder system, then I'm basically screwing up this ladder system right there. Alright, we are definitely losing the sun quick now. Alright, kelp crisp number 3. Down the hatch. Alright, gonna get onto this ladder. I think once we're inside, we should be safe. Yes, some meal packs. Ooh, they're expensive. Jeez. Definitely some flatbread. And a fruit pastry. Now we're broke, so that's great. We can sell some steel plates for some funds or large steel tubes if we really had to go that route. Acquisition contracts, anything simple enough to do. 224 iron ingots. Do we have that? If we do, we can always come back and buy some more food later down the line, but I highly doubt that's the route to go. I'll probably sell some large steel tubes if anything. I can sell like 5 that I made. I'll get $7,000 back. So that's enough to get maybe 2 to 3 packs of food. Let's just sell 4 for now. All right, not much we could do here. We could probably only try to get the unknown signal now and hope for the best. Our rotor, we can do this actually. So we could do upper limit at 90, change the velocity of that algae farm. We set that, unlock it, and now it's kind of fixed. All right, we got 1 minute to get the unknown signal. I highly doubt we're gonna make it there in 1 minute. We do need to get away from this stinking base because of all this rockiness. Definitely would be nice to get the unknown signal in time. I think we might be able to get it if we be really careful here. We need to expand our rover a little bit in terms of length and width, so we don't destroy our little bit of an algae farm thing going. We might be able to chase the sun if we're quick enough. I don't think we're quick enough for the unknown signal unless we fly by jetpack. But even that's a little bit sketchy because... Ooh. Not good. Chill out. Speed wobbles. Don't want to break that freaking farm. Alright, we ain't getting that unknown signal, so that's the end of the story. If only you would just leave it there. I don't need the suit or costume or whatever it's called. Skin. I just need the parts. Don't blow up. Did it blow up? I heard a little poof. Yeah, it blew up. Tiny little poof. Why am I driving backwards? Alright, we're gonna have to do something here. Let's get a drill on here. And it's mainly just to get a little bit of balance going in the front. Are there planetary encounters here? Because I know this is the moon, not a planet, but if there is encounters, then that would save me by a lot. All right, here's the sun. We can probably get to soaking up the sun now. It didn't go too far from us. I hope we find something. I mean, if we have to come back to the station, we come back to the station for sure, but I wasn't really planning to stay on the station and trade all day long. That wouldn't be fun. Oh, there's a boulder. That I did not know we had here, but it's an ice-covered boulder anyways, right? Yeah, it should be. Yep. And that's uranium. Are you kidding me? That's worth a quick little GPS. All right, this sun is slowly getting away from us because we're still traversing this mountainous thing. Ooh, okay. That was a little scary, but yeah, can we please get out of this rockiness? I just need something flat and just drive. Come on, still not flat grounds. We may need to go for that unknown signal for sure. Alright, we are here with the unknown signal. Took forever to do. Man, let's go backwards where I didn't want to go backwards. What you got for us? Seeds and something that's marked with skulls. That's great. I need to move you. I might as well... I know I said I didn't really care for the skin, but come on. And I got nothing. Great. Alright, the sun's over there. Either we chase it or we don't chase it. Head back to the trading station or something like that. I don't know. I'm hoping there's some random spawns, planetary installation type of things, so we could get some resources that way too. But our food level is really low. We are at 44% already. And we can't even develop the kelp crisp that we want to get. We did get some kind of meal packet, but that's probably going to kill us. All right, we're going to have to eat something. 34% and 40%. 40% it is. Now bring us to 80%. So yeah, that's really not looking good for us. And we're heading further and further away from the economy base, which is probably not the strat. We should probably have stayed close and maintain some trading with food. Well, there's no guarantee there's going to be always food there, though, so that's also something. But we do got a seed, but it's not like we're going to be farming anytime soon unless we can find a way to build a base quickly with some lack of steel plates. I'm kind of glad we're out of the whole stink of crazy rockiness of Europa. I mean, still kind of bad here, but not as bad. Still drivable. Definitely could use some thrusters on this thing. Would make it a lot easier. If only the unknown signal had the metal grid version. That would have helped a lot. Right, nothing is spawning, so whether this was a good idea or not, it's certainly not an exciting one. The good news is that we could attempt to build a refinery on top of, or on the side of the algae farm here, if anything. Ooh, why are we flipping over? Okay, not good, not good, not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Not good, not good, not good. Don't break anything, please. I'll submit. I submit. This is terrible. I was trying to navigate a little to the side here because I was kind of curious what that boulder was. And that was definitely such a really, really bad idea. And I want to investigate boulders. It's gold. All right, we don't need gold, so don't worry about that right now. All right, how are we doing? 8 minutes for one algae. Not good. Not good. Unknown signal. Is it 4 away in front of me? Yes, yes, yes. Give me 4 away in front of me any day. It's not in front of me. It's on the side. Okay, not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Stop, 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 stop. Ow, ow, ow. Chill out, please. All right, where are you? Unknown signal. You are in space, you cheeky bastard. Wasting my time. That ain't cool. Okay, so, can we confirm nothing spawns on Europa? I'm hoping at this rate we'll find another economy base. We're probably gonna just loop around in circles. Oh, something did spawn. A relay post. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's hostile. Great. So we can confirm things do spawn, just not a safe one. Something better needs to spawn. Please. Yep, basically chasing the sun is all we're doing right now, trying to survive starvation by eating algae or kelp crisp. Okay, so there's a little bit of sun protection by the algae farm in the back. So if we don't want double exposure, I think we should be fine by doing this. Doesn't really look like it though. But we want to add like a medium cargo container right back here. And that will just help us get that done. Ooh, I don't like that. I can't just build right underneath it. Ah, got an idea for the wheels. Front wheels offset on really low. That way we have a butt sticking up. Think that should do it. If we get in out of the sun, we should be okay. And yes, this looks like the promising thing. Right wheel. And left wheel here. This the right way around? Yes. Nice. Alrighty. Yeah. So, life on Europa. Alright, we got a few more seconds for the algae to be done over there, but we got a better wheelbase now. A little bit further, longer. Still not wide enough because we still could flip over left and right now, but should be alright if we are careful enough. Iron. This is like the perfect spot if we get a refinery going. But we need steel plates. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that anytime soon. We probably need another unknown signal to drop. That's going to help us. All right. I think we can get, yes, 4 kelp crisp in there. I mean, algae. The survival kit. Can we throw it in there? Yes, we can. And we can get food. I queued up 100, but we're technically just going to get 1. Yay. 12% village here. So let's see if this is going to sustain us, right? So again, 71% is 3 minutes. 80% was 3 minutes. We need 4 of those. So that's 12 minutes total. 12 minutes will bring us down to how much in terms of food consumption? Probably pretty bad. Alright, so our basic refinery costs us 100 steel plates, construction component motors, and computers. I don't think we have... Ooh, yeah, we don't have the motors is one, but we can make it, I think. We're running out of materials, though, so that's the biggest problem. So, it was 10 of these guys. We can make... I think we can make a few more motors. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still can make some construction components. We need 20. All right. We might not need all of it yet. Hold on. We'll see. We're going to see if we get... All right, we get 12 from here. All right, we need 60 more. So that's the steel plates. The steel plates here. I think I just took... That's fine. I took 4. I took all the ones on the wheels with the large, the piston parts. I grabbed those guards over there, if anything. Oh, let's drive a little bit first. Unfortunately, we're a little bit away from the sun. But actually, we're supposed to stay back there for the iron. And that's fine. We got to keep moving. We're bound to find more iron later down the line anyway, so we shouldn't really stay in one spot. We should have just grabbed it, actually. Mental note. That's what we got to do. Just grab the iron. It'll be too late to go back now. We need to do this quickly. So we need to get rid of this. Okay. That gave us 10. 46 more to go. Another unknown signal in the sky. Well, not sky, but within the stars. Or is it dropping? It's dropping. All right. Cool. Nice. That gives me a little bit of hope. Gotta make sure where the sun is first. All right. Let's get on to the other side. Be careful not to cut down that rotor head, because that'll be the end of that algae farm. All right, we now have 68. 32 more to go. We can make a few, but it's 7 iron per steel plate, and we got like less than 100, I believe, right? No, we still got 100 left. That's not that bad. All right, unknown signals tend to kind of help a little bit when in dire need. I hope this is the case, but yeah, the kelp crisp consumption with 1 algae farm up there, not good enough. If we have 2, maybe we'll be okay, but we're at 50-something%, and we only got 2 algae out of it. But we do have a flatbread left, so that should kind of help us for now. But there is going to be a time limit of expiration, basically. Ooh, prospecting station. Why did I not see that a little earlier? All right, so that might be our saving grace, but it might not still save us in terms of food-wise. All right, let's not crash into it. Great, nothing. Ooh, more iron. Even better. And thanks for giving more farming stuff that I don't really necessarily need. But we could probably get farming at the prospecting station. So that could help. It's a bit far. 5 away. I think I kind of lost the GPS pointer now, but we'll find it. But this right here also is going to give us the steel plates that we need for our refinery. And there's a metal grid right there. Ah! We could potentially put a hydrogen thruster on this thing to speed things up, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. All right. One more kelp crisp would be nice. But that'll be 3 minutes from now. And steel plates. Ooh, we're missing only 4. So that's not bad at all. Prospecting stations that way, but that's going to get us away from the sun. So that's not great. Think that might help in terms of the solar radiation. It's a little bit slower, I believe. It seems a little bit slower, but not completely so that it is. All right, prospecting station, here I come. I was hoping a storage depot would be a little bit easier, but this could work. Ooh, not what we wanted. All right, backflip. Exactly. That was planned for. As I mentioned, space engineers on ice. Got a little bit of a backflip, a little bit of a twirl, whatever they call, some kind of axle. I don't know the terms. Hopefully we did get a little bit of the algae from going backwards here. We're gonna run into the night a little bit, so that's the biggest problem. Armed defensive systems. All right, that is not sounding too great. Okay, we're closing in on Mars. Well, not really. We're closing in on the prospecting station. Looks like we got a bit of a hill here, but we can't even bum rush it because we don't have jetpacks. So we do have to strategically park ourselves somewhat next to it, away from a turret, and hope we don't get shot down. All right, we are getting really close to the prospecting station, and honestly, I have some experience with the prospecting station. I know it's not going to shoot us off the bat, so we should be okay. And it seems like all the weapons are on the top, so I'll have some familiarity with it. I don't know what's the best way to get in there and everything like that, because right here by the stairs is the gate. A gate takes forever to grind down, so maybe we grind down something right around here. Yeah, let's do this right here. And the interior wall. And that's an air vent, and this is a programmable block. I don't think we need the programmable block. And we do have a little bit of exposure. Let's grab some panels here and kind of block it. Oh, not enough steel plates. There. All right, our exposure level is getting a little bit too high. All right, let's grab these things out of here. Grab this. Here's another door, but we're not going to break down a door. We're going to probably just do this instead. This inset button panel. I'm not sure what that does, but we're not going to need it. Here's a ladder. I think this goes down. Yeah, this goes down to... There should be a cargo container down there, I believe. I'm just going to get rid of the ladder system so that I could just easily get in and out with maybe a slope block or two. Okay, so let's go down here. Yep, here's the cargo container. We'll hack that. And what do we got here? A decent amount of stuff. Ooh, thruster components. Maybe we can slap on some ion thrusters on our rover. That might help us down the line. What is this? This is a basic refinery. Nice. All right, we get that. What's in here? This is ores. Okay. Lots of cobalt, which is good for metal grids. And the refinery, I'm assuming it is up and down. Yes. So that's there. But it looks like there's a cargo container here that's causing a little bit of exposure. That's not good. We're going to order this up here. Okay. So I don't know if everything's piped or not. I highly doubt it. Like this cargo container, can it go into the refinery? No. And the refinery itself is probably not even on. Nope, it's not on. So we can grab the nickel and cobalt and throw it in here. Just let that refine. It's a waste of batteries, but should be okay. Okay, so that's not connected in any ways possible into this. So we also need an assembler. I don't think there's an assembler here. So we could probably just make one. And it's going to be a basic assembler for now. I could attach it to the refinery, but then if I attach it to the refinery, there's no way to access it, which is the problem. Unless I get up from there. So that's a no-go. Should we just slap on the refinery on top of this right here? Right onto the cargo container? I think that could be it. Could be a good idea. There's more exposure. I think, is this... Yeah, that's the cargo container. That's why. All right, put the assembly here. This could work. I hope we have enough steel plates, though. But then we are running into an issue. Nope, we have no steel plates left. We can... Yeah, I guess we could grab some from underneath. That kind of worked out. But we don't have motors, which we need to plop on here. Oh, wait. In here. Oh. Here. Motors, yes. Computers. Kind of forgot. Do stuff in there. We're just gonna get that exposure out of the way. Perfect. Okay. Don't know if we need this. We might, actually. Exposure-wise. Cargo container's right over there. Okay, so this is not plumbed up into the refinery. That should be okay. We could get rid of the door and everything like that, but we should... This is decent enough. Now, there is a bed. 2 beds. Nice. So what we can do is sit on a bed. And when you sit on a bed, it pauses your hunger. So maybe we have to utilize this a little bit as we kind of look at production and everything like that. I don't know if that's cheesy or not, but one thing that could be cheesy is that sitting here and waiting for the sun to come up and then throwing some algae farms, but I kind of feel like that's cheesy, but at the same time, not really, because an engineer does need to sleep once in a while, I guess. I mean, they're not going to stay up all night long, are they? Can we see where the turrets are? Not from there. Ah, from here. All right, so there's a assault turret. Looks like it's next to the air vent. And the smaller ones are right over here by this window. 2 blocks from the window, which I think is here. There's 1, 2 across. What's in here? Drill. So it'll be on kind of like this layer right here, I think. So it should be above here. If anything. Let's see. That may or may not be it. Of course, we gain exposure. Yep, I see it. Right, this is a fairly dumb way of doing this. And that's going to fall. So the next one, it should be right here. Because I think it was like a block away or 2 blocks away. Looks about right. All right, let's board this up if we can. Oh, excuse me. All right, we're going to take care of this one a little bit on the smarter way. Okay, that should drop. Ooh. Wasn't expecting it to bounce like that, but we'll leave that alone for now. Okay, so the assault turret, I think it was right over there, right over here. We set on top of here, but I think we got to take care of something. Let's make a door. Can we make a door? Yeah, let's make a sliding door. I don't know if I have to match for sliding doors, but we're going to test out luck here. Yeah. Before we venture off, we got to get rid of the assault cannon up there. But at the same time, I have, again, a little bit experience with this. We need to take this out because once we get out of neutral with them, we're going to be in bad shape because they will send drones after us. So we're gonna take the antenna out and the round beacon. I'm not sure we need the beacon to be out, but gonna do it just in case. And now the assault cannon, that takes a while to grind down, so that's why I wanted to do that. That's the assault cannon right over there. Just do this really quick. And we'll sit here with removing this as soon as possible. Okay, that's done. That's just taking off. We're just gonna border this up for now. Like so. And hopefully that stops the exposure levels. It did. Perfect. Alright, so we do have kelp crisp. We are at 46%. Let's eat the kelp crisp. I highly doubt I'm gonna ever eat the slop, so I'm gonna throw that in there. Okay, let's get the unknown signal and hope that we get food out of that. And we don't necessarily need this anymore because it's gonna be heavy. So I might as well take out any large grid stuff that we have here. Take this one out, and we should be good. All right, let's head to the unknown signal. We got 4 minutes. That's not too bad. We may need to get a little bit of ice for an O2H2 system or so. We'll just skim the surface. Now, do we have enough in terms of seeds to farm? We only got fruits to eat. No, not even to eat, to farm. Farming fruits will take like 20 minutes. I don't even know if that's even feasible. We could probably get a food plot and everything done in the base for sure, but the growth of the crops is going to take the longest. Will I even survive that? Probably not. So I might have to go for a little bit of a slumber. And honestly, I think it would have been better if the cryo chamber had the pause and hunger versus the bed. Because the bed is more of sleeping and, you know, you do get hungry while you're sleeping. But a cryo chamber, you pretty much in cryostasis, but you don't get hungry. All right, unknown signal. Please give us something good. Oh, we're overshooting this. And we got grains. All right, grains is not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. Right, inventory is full. I'm not even going to bother grabbing that. Cryo chamber. Cryo chamber or vat. Cryo chamber takes 3 medical components. So if we really want to do that pausing of time, of hunger, and we could do it through a cryo chamber, but that does require us to get rid of the survival kits, which probably not the best idea. And I didn't mark the base, so I hope I'm heading in the right direction. I'm basing it off of that iron there because I believe the iron was roughly in the vicinity. I think we can. Yeah, we went a little too far. That's right there. Is that it? It kind of looks like it. Yep, that is definitely it. All right, we should really GPS this pointer then. Be on the safe side. All right, we can grab a little bit of ice. Let's go inside. We have 42% hunger. Can we get things going quick enough for farming? And for farming, here's what we could do. We could do a food processor here. Looks like we have enough. Next, we could throw in an irrigation system. And it could go this length here. So the irrigation system with the port. Where's the port? Right on this side, right? Yeah. So we can put it this way. Do we have all the mats for this? All right. So then we can throw in some farm plots on top of here. Of course, we're not done yet because we still got a lot more things to do. So we got the farm plots. We have an air vent here, but I think we need an O2H2. O2H2. Looks like we could throw it back there. Yeah, I think we could do that. We throw in. I hope it is gonna stop the exposure levels too, or make sure it cuts the outside out. O2H2 here with the port sticking at us. We need large steel tubes. Do we have any? Yes, we do. Does this cover up the exposure levels? Yes, no, yes, no. No, it does not. That's not good. Shoot. So we can't put an O2H2 here. That is not good. There. We have oxygen. Not the best placement, but that's fine for now. Okay, so we can start seeding a little bit of stuff. And before we do that... Oh, right, there's no water in here because I think I threw all the ice in there. No. How much ice did we even have? We didn't have much at all, right? No, everything's in here. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, grab the ice. 5k of ice. That's perfect. We also need to grab the survival kit. All right, we got fruits and grain seeds. So we could grow that until the sun comes out. But I'm trying to get the survival kit so we can do a cryo chamber. We need the medical components. And let's head inside. Oh, no, 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 no. Ooh, that would have sucked. I would have blown out of it. Get inside. Get the exposure in here. Okay, so cryo chamber we can make. Perfect. Again, it takes 3 medical components. So we could throw one right over here. Perfect. So we have enough to do so. Displays. Do we have enough displays? Yes, of course. Okay, we got our own personal cryo chamber. And of course, the one thing we can't do now is perish, because that would mean the end of us, because we don't have a respawn point. We have 4k of ice. I think we could borrow 1k of ice for oxygen. There we go. That's looking good. Let's make some room here. Okay, I think we're ready for seeding and planting, right? High water, we got oxygen. We just got to be careful of what we do now in terms of exposing this thing. I'm going to grab this down here because I think I need to get access underneath. Okay, so we may or may not have food relatively soon, but we do have... What is this? This is a basic assembler. Grab the cobalt and nickel from there and throw it in here. All right, cool. So can't do too much. We can wait for the food to come, but we have the cryo chamber. So we're going to utilize that as much as possible. We do have another fruit seed, so if we do have a farm plot, I don't see why we shouldn't use it, but I don't see a good spot for it unless we put it sideways. Yeah, not much we can do about it. We're going to chill in the cryo chamber and rest up a bit.